What's up with everybody? It's me, MarioB.
And Nicole.
And we're back into some more reaction videos. So what are we checking out today?
This is 10 giant animals you won't believe exist.
Yeah, 10, man.
I know.
Yeah, man. It's so many animals out there that, like, we are, like, shocked about how huge they can get.
They can get, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what?
Like, sometimes, like, you know
What?
of the animal,
What?
but you don't even realize they can get that big at times.
Hey guys, it's Chris. From a snake so big it caused an earthquake to the
What?
largest animal in all
That's
of
that's
America.
crazy.
Here are 10 surprisingly big animals that you won't believe. Number 10, the giant manta ray. One of the biggest animals that you definitely wouldn't expect to
They
be
do get
quite so
big.
large is the giant manta ray. This is the largest ray in the entire world, with a maximum wingspan
like
of up
similar
to
to
29
stingrays?
feet. And no,
28
the giant
feet.
manta ray does
What?
not have wings, but
wingspan.
it does
Oh,
have
okay.
wing-like
That's still huge.
pectoral
Yeah, it
fins,
is.
which it uses to glide through the ocean. The giant manta ray is a slow animal, sparsely distributed across the globe. It mainly eats zooplankton, and even though it's so huge, the manta ray is relatively harmless.
Yeah,
These
they
are
are.
different from
Well, that's
the
a
more
good thing,
deadly
man. That
stingrays
thing
that are out
huge.
there, as these gentle giants don't have the ability to kill a person with a strike directly at the
Okay.
heart.
So they don't have
However,
arcs.
one of these monsters could really easily drag you underwater and smother you if you bothered it enough. A single adult
Dang.
manta ray
I don't
can
think
grow
they
to be
would, probably.
5,300 pounds, and they also live
Wow.
extremely long lives
That's
in the
the force
ocean
they
up to
can-
40 years.
Wow.
But what's really interesting is the reproduction rate of the giant manta ray. For such large beasts, a single manta ray will only give birth to a single pup every 2 to 3 years.
Huh.
Plus, the
I didn't know
gestation
that.
rate is about
Sounds
a
like
year
a lot.
long. This means they have a more difficult time
They
reproducing
don't
than
reproduce
other
as
giant
quickly
animals.
Yeah.
as a lot of animals.
Takes
Number
one
9,
year.
Yeah.
elephant seals. Elephant seals are huge.
yeah, they get real big.
Believe it or not, they're even bigger than walruses.
Oh.
According to the Scientific American, the largest elephant seal was recorded at being somewhere around 21 feet long, with a weight of over 8,800 pounds.
I mean, they're just like these big old...
This is a monstrous size, especially
Yeah.
when
Heck
considering
yeah.
the other
Love it.
What do
fantastic
this thing eat?
qualities of the elephant seal.
Yeah.
For example, the inflatable proboscis is quite a magnificent
Oh, not
sight.
fast
The
doing moves.
proboscis
Is it
is
like really
basically
slow?
a modified snout, completely
I mean,
unique to
I
the
think they can
males
move
of the
fairly
species.
quick, but it depends if you're talking
Elephant
about land or
seals are
water.
also
Yeah.
extremely noisy beasts.
Yeah, they
Males will roar and make horrifying gargling noises that sound a lot like a dying engine, but especially
Oh.
during
Dying
mating season. Apparently, these noises are
Oh,
appealing to the
attacking
female
each other.
elephant seals.
Yeah.
And what's even more disturbing about the giant elephant
fighting
seal is
over-
that every year these animals
Territory or something?
undergo an
Probably, yeah.
unusual molt. They shed all of their hair sometime between November and March, which reveals a
Yeah,
rather
what hair do they
ugly
have? I wanna
skin
see
no
that's
hair.
dry,
Look at 'em.
cracked, and often scaly. And their skin is thick. The skin of a giant elephant seal can be almost 2 inches thick. It'd be like wearing the skin of nearly 20 humans.
I wonder if it's thick,
That's
almost
a
thick as
really
a
gross
rhino's
thing to
skin.
think about. Number 8, Nomura's
Yeah, I think
jellyfish.
rhinos can
When you
get
think
to
about
5 inches,
jellyfish,
I
you
think.
probably
Yeah.
think about tiny, translucent blobs of jelly floating through the ocean. But there is one jellyfish that you'll
like
be
we saw-
surprised to
did we
find
see
out
another
can
one where there was,
grow
like,
to
a
be
huge
about the
jellyfish?
size of an African lion.
What?
It's called the Nomura's
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
jellyfish,
The
and
size
it's a
of a lion?
certifiable
What?
monster. What's even more incredible than
I
its
mean,
size
yeah, that one
is
video we
just how
watched, we
quickly it
know they
grows.
get huge,
Yeah.
In a
but
span of less than a year, this jellyfish will grow from a tiny grain of rice to being bigger than any person on Earth.
Whoa.
And while
That
its
is
weight
crazy, y'all,
definitely
man.
impressive, its length is even more
I
impressive.
don't
The
think I wanna
Nomura's
get caught by
jellyfish will
that.
span
Nah.
at least 2 yards in length.
2
And it
yards.
maintains its enormous size by greedily feeding on all the small plankton it can find, scarfing them down using its hundreds of microscopic mouths. This jellyfish is an anomaly in nature. It's completely protected by predators thanks to tiny little poisonous barbs all over its
Yeah.
gelatinous body. If you were to
Nobody
be stung by
is messing
this
with that thing,
jellyfish,
man.
it could result in
I
death.
think it
No
probably
creature
What's the
will
would.
biggest
mess with that
jellyfish
thing.
you've ever encountered? A small one on the beach or something a lot more intimidating? There's lots of giant jellyfish out there that only occasionally come into contact
Every
with
sea
humans.
creature
So tell
in
me
the
about
ocean
your
won't
experience
probably
with
go,
jellies in the
bother
comments
that
below,
thing.
especially if you've
No.
seen a
No,
huge
no,
one.
sir. No,
No,
sir.
And be sure to subscribe to
because of
World
its
List for
poisonous
more
barb- or,
awesome
you know,
videos
it might
just like
just
this
kill
one.
you.
Number 7, earthquake snake. You may have heard a story recently in
I
which a
can't believe
massive
this,
snake
though.
caused an earthquake
No
in China.
way.
You may also have seen
How
the
is that
image
possible,
of what
man?
appears to be a massive green snake slithering down a dirt road, crowded by hundreds of people.
That thing
But
is
if you look
huge.
hard at this image, you'll realize
Is it
it's a
Photoshopped?
total fake.
Okay.
The snake
Yeah,
is
it gotta
very
be.
clearly photoshopped into the picture.
I was
And
gonna
to be quite
say.
honest, there's no snake on Earth this big. The
No.
largest
Yeah.
snakes on our planet are anacondas,
Yes, that's what I was
and they
gonna say.
only grow to be about 30 feet long at maximum.
still huge.
They also only live in South America.
I was
But
gonna
there
say, they're in
is
South
good
America, not
news.
China.
If you're feeling annoyed by seeing these photoshopped images online and gullibly clicking on them, you'll be happy to know that the guy who made the image got some serious karma. According to
no.
Asia 1, the man was detained for manipulating the image and spreading the rumors. The earthquake that happened in China was very real, and 13 people were killed because of it. The man who photoshopped the image also claimed that a giant dragon caused the earthquake. This made such a big
You said a dragon did it?
This guy, he photoshopped the snake and claimed the snake caused the earthquake, and also claimed that a dragon caused
The dragon
the earthquake.
did it. Now,
Why?
did dragons live probably back in ancient times? It's a
I
possibility.
think there's a possibility
Yeah,
they were real.
I mean, they
yeah.
reptiles. I mean,
Right, they would be like kind of like a
yeah.
reptile, yeah.
But was they like more like flying like creatures and stuff? Probably.
That's a good question.
It'd be pretty interesting.
I know.
man.
I mean, I don't think they've ever found any fossils yet of
Yeah.
a dragon, but it would be so cool if they
But
did.
it don't mean that it doesn't exist. They
Right.
just
Oh
haven't
no,
found
I'm
it
not
yet.
saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying
Yeah.
like it'd be awesome if they found one and then
Yeah,
we
that'd be
have
pretty
like
cool.
maybe a few more answers. To,
Yeah.
like,
What do y'all
were they
think, man?
like?
Do you think dragons existed?
Yeah.
Police decided to detain him for upsetting the public. Now that's some good karma. Could you imagine someone being arrested for creating false images or memes? I
Yeah.
guess when the consequences
I mean,
are
it'd be
this
kinda crazy
deadly,
over
I
here.
suppose it makes
Yeah.
some sense in some situations. Number 6, Japanese giant salamander. If you've ever lived in North America and gone into the forest,
Okay, so
chances
this is
are
what
you've
we've
seen a
seen
salamander
images
scurrying
of.
through
Yeah.
the leaves on the forest floor.
They're
These
big
critters
for a
are tiny,
salamander.
slippery, and very, very cool. But you might be surprised to know that there are giant salamanders living in the world that are about the size of a small dog. The Chinese giant
Yeah,
salamander
we see
is
that.
by
Yeah.
far the largest, but there's also the Japanese
though.
giant
Yeah,
salamander,
cool looking.
the second largest salamander species on the planet. These amphibians have been lurking in the fast-flowing streams of Japan for thousands and millions of years. They're basically dinosaurs, and they have some remarkable superpowers. The Japanese giant salamander is able to regrow skin, bone, and lost limbs.
Oh,
They can grow
like
to
a-
be
like
around
a
5 feet
chameleon.
in length
Not-
and weigh up to
What's the
55
animal?
pounds.
That's
They're
like
also
chameleons
native to
every-
Japan,
where
but
they
found in
live.
any other
I
country
forgot.
in the world.
The
But because
worms,
the
like
giant
worms,
salamander
things
is
like
ranked
that
as
do
near
that, too.
threatened,
I wish we had
chances
that
are they
technology.
could
Well, I
become
wish
extinct in the
humans
future. They're at
were
risk
able to
because
do
of
that.
habitat
Maybe in
destruction
the future
and,
with
of course,
technology.
climate change.
Yeah.
According to the National
we
Zoo,
regrow,
Japanese
like, our
giant
skin and
salamanders
but not like
function
limbs.
much like
Can't
other
regrow
salamanders.
neurons
Yeah.
They
and
literally
nerves, that's the
breathe
issue.
through their
That's why we
skin.
can't regrow limbs.
Salamanders
Yeah,
are
maybe
some of the
someday
most
with
interesting
technology.
animals on Earth, and it would be a true tragedy if we were to lose the biggest of them. Number 5, the American bison. Did you know that the American bison is the largest mammal in
North
all of
America.
North America?
Yeah.
In prehistoric times, millions of these animals roamed all throughout the vast plains and
That's
grasslands
not- I was
from
gonna say, that's
Alaska to
not
Mexico.
American bison.
They lived in the Great Basin of Nevada and all the way into the Appalachian Mountains. But by the late part of the 1800s, only a few hundred bison were left in the United States, after European settlers killed pretty much all of
Damn.
them. Today, there are great conservation efforts being done to
bring
maintain a
them back,
stable
trying to maintain
population
the
of these
population.
majestic beasts, and there are tens of thousands of them living across the continent. A male bison
They're
can
cool
weigh
to
at
see.
least
Have you seen
2,000
one up
pounds
close?
and stand about 6 feet
Yeah,
tall.
they're really
If
cool.
you were to stand next to a bison, you probably couldn't even see over its back. These are
Damn.
the closest things to elephants we have in North America. And you might be wondering about the buffalo. What's the difference between a bison
Yes,
and
they're
a
not the
buffalo?
same at all.
And the truth is, there's no difference. The
What?
bison and the buffalo are the same animal. It's just
What?
that the scientific name is bison. Buffalo is actually slang, and most
you
historians
feel
agree
different
that the
ways
term
an animal,
buffalo came from
there
the
are
French
buffaloes
word
that
for
are
beef,
different than
which is
bison.
bull.
Yeah, they gotta have
They
some
just
like.
mean
That became
people
the most popular
call
term for the animal, and
bison
even
and
lent its
buffalo.
name
It's just like
to
a white
large
rhino and a
city
black
in
rhino.
upstate New York.
Rhinos,
Bison
they
New York
slightly
just
different.
kind of
So
doesn't
won't they
quite
be
have
like
the
the
same
same?
They
ring
are
to it.
different.
Number 4,
I feel
the
like that's a
Goliath
little bit of
Frog.
misinformation.
The American bison is certainly a giant, but the Goliath Frog is a giant in its own swampy world. This is the largest
kinda
frog on the
cute.
entire planet. A Goliath frog tadpole is roughly the same size as any other average frog tadpole. The difference is that Goliath frogs will just keep growing. They grow and grow and continue to grow until they've reached the size of a small house cat.
What?
The Goliath frog even
A
looks
small
like
house
another
cat?
frog.
That's
It's
pretty
just
big for a
really
frog.
giant.
Yeah, it's too
It
huge.
takes about
Could you
12
imagine
months for
seeing
the
that?
frog to mature
Yeah.
to its full size, at which point it can be
Only a
over a
year?
foot long and over 7 pounds. Also, the Goliath frog is able to
Dang.
jump roughly 10 feet forward. So good luck
Dang,
trying to
that's
catch one of
crazy.
those frogs in your butterfly net.
That'd be
According
cool,
to the
though.
San Diego Zoo,
Oh, no.
these monstrous amphibians only live near the equator in Western Africa.
Shoot, what they eat for But then
insects,
rats.
fish, and other frogs. And apparently a researcher even once found a half-digested bat inside the belly of a Goliath frog.
Wow.
Have you ever heard of a fish owl? If not, be prepared to be
Heard of owls,
surprised.
not fish
The
owls.
black's between a puffy barn owl and a predatory eagle. The
It
male
kinda
can
does.
weigh
Yeah, it
8
does.
pounds,
Look at
while
those
the female
face.
can grow to be over 10
Ooh,
pounds.
look at those
Female
wings.
owls are as an endangered bird. The Blackiston's fish owl
Wow,
is
that's-
seldomly seen. It lives primarily throughout the remote region of eastern Russia and in the
Oh,
north of
okay.
Japan, Korea, and China. And it's unclear how many are left in the wild. Some estimates place their numbers between 1,500 and 3,500, but nobody really knows for sure. What's really fascinating about fish owls is that they have evolved into specialized hunters. And they specialize in hunting fish, meaning they must stay close to rivers and streams where food is available. And this is unlike other owls, which can easily hunt for mice and other small rodents that are plentiful throughout the forest. African snail. Snails are kind of gross. Let's just get that out of the way first. Whether you have
Kinda
slimy
cool.
snails
Yeah,
eating all
but-
the vegetables in your garden or ruining your aquarium, so you might want to close your eyes. The next surprisingly large animal is the giant African snail, which is the largest terrestrial mollusk
we've
ever
seen
discovered.
these,
The
haven't
shell
we?
of the giant African snail can be about 8 inches long. While it's obviously not as large as an elephant or a bison,
Clearly.
it's pretty impressive for a mollusk. But let's talk about the diet of the giant African snail on Earth. The giant African snail will eat a variety of over 500 different types of plants. Fruits, vegetables, houseplants, and anything else. They can wipe out a small farm overnight
Oh,
and leave
snap.
nothing but slimy snail poop in their
boy.
wake. Number 1. Chan's
not a good one, they're
megastick.
just
We've
like
all
that.
seen
Yeah.
a stick bug before. These strange bugs are tiny and look just like sticks, making them extremely difficult to find out in the wilderness. But there's
Blend in
actually
really
something
good.
called the Chan's megastick,
stick?
and it's the
They blend in
biggest
really
stick
good.
bug
Yeah,
on
they do.
Earth, with
Look
a
at that.
possible
It looks
length
like
of
a
up to
stick.
I know.
22 inches. It's still extremely elusive, just
Wow,
like
that's
any
like almost
average
2
stick
feet
bug.
long.
The big
Yeah.
difference is that the Chan's megastick is nearly 2 feet long. It has a slender body and is able to blend in perfectly with sticks and leaves. This enormous stick bug was
cool.
first discovered by a local villager in Malaysia back in 1989. The largest specimen discovered so far is now located at the Natural History Museum in London. Because the
Wow.
insect is so rare and so strange, nearly nothing is known about its biology or its lifestyle. Scientists do know that the Chan's megastick lives extremely high in the canopies of tropical rainforests,
Oh, that's interesting.
making
Yeah.
more specimens
High in the canopy, that's
basically
different.
impossible to find.
It's crazy, man.
I know. Were there any really surprising ones for you out of these 10?
I mean, you had those frogs that grow to be like the size of like house cats.
Right? Like
and
7 pounds,
it's
it
like-
said.
That is crazy.
It is crazy.
I mean,
it's a big frog.
yeah, man. And it can eat bats. I don't know, like maybe like not the like super huge bats, but like small bats.
Yeah, it probably would have been a smaller bat, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know that was really cool. I'm trying to think of the walking stick. I think might have been the kind of one of the maybe the newer one that I had not heard of. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen walking sticks, and I know they can get pretty long actually, but I don't think I've ever seen one that would be like 2 feet. I mean, you're
Yeah.
talking that's like this long. Like that's pretty long.
I want to do attack people. You know, if you come
A
to
walking stick? I don't think so. I think they're pretty like docile. Like I don't think
Yeah,
they can
probably
do
so.
anything.
Yeah,
You know, they just eat plants.
yeah, man. I mean, what was like the craziest like clip of her that you guys seen or animals?
Or the most surprising.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna end this video. Don't forget to subscribe,
And thumbs it up.
turn on notifications. It's your MarioB.
And Nicole.
I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Awesome. Peace and love, baby.